S'il vous plaît, Walikaï, le dieu sénégalais, Kaï. C'est bientôt de gagner une finale.
Les tireurs sénégalais, en tout cas, ils peuvent soupçonner quand tel c'est trop.
Hello and welcome on 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Good one for Senegalese. They are celebrating the winning from Teranga Lions, the AFCON, for the first time. They are first-time champions of African Cup of Nations. They are really celebrating. Really, the Senegalese couldn't just hide their joy for what happened yesterday over there in Cameroon as they were able to dislodge the Pharaohs of Egypt. Good one for Senegal, celebrating for the first time that they won the AFCON in history of this particular competition since 1957. They've been pursuing up till date and they were able to win it. Never give up in whatever you do. You never can tell when the dream will come true. The last time they got to the final, they were beaten by Algeria. But Coach Aliou Cisse, the man that has been on the saddle of the job for the past 8 years, right now is a smiling and joyous man, winning it for Senegal as a coach, and also when he was a player, he played for Senegal. Good one there. Welcome you once again on 360 Sport. Joining me in the studio is Abdullahi Kabiru. Good to have you, Kabiru.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Now, looking at the celebration coming from the the Senegalese for the fact that for the first time in the history of Senegal, they were able to nip it in the bud. They won AFCON. It was a tough fight. Started from the group stage to round of 16, semi-final, all that story. And now, yesterday, they did it against the Egyptians.
Against the mighty Egyptians. No, I'm so happy for them. Like, given that, like you said, they lost to Algeria 2 years ago. So coming back from that, having learned from that experience, going into this tournament, I think they deserved it. Even in the balance of the game, like, they created more chances. They had more opportunities. They missed the penalty, Mane, the first half. I think they deserved it. I think well deserved. Like, the current group of Senegalese players, now they're very good. Like, most of them play for top European clubs. If you look at the starting 11, I think it was a long time coming. I think they deserve it. They're highest ranked team in Africa at the moment as well, Senegal. So well deserved. Congratulations to Senegalese and French. How do you say congratulations?
Yeah, I don't speak French. Well, we've been looking at Senegal being able to win the AFCON for the first time in so many years after pursuing that particular trophy. They keep running after the trophy keeps running away from them. But finally, they caught up with the trophy this time around in Cameroon, city of Yaoundé, the place where they conquered Africa at the expense of Egypt. It was a painful one. When you look at the Egyptians, they really believed that, okay, their goalkeeper Gabaski will be able to save them yesterday in that penalty shootout. They played for penalty. They make sure they held it till end of the whole 90 minutes, extra time, waiting for that extra effort from Gabaski. But it wasn't to be, as Mendy was the one that actually saved a penalty.
Honestly, two top goalkeepers on display yesterday. But Gabaski, like you mentioned, he has been outstanding all tournament. Outstanding. Like the past two games prior to the final, he went to penalties and they won. He saved them. Even the saves he was making during the game. Honestly, very outstanding goalkeeper. I think I read somewhere that he prepares, like before penalty shootout, that he actually like prepares for where his opposition players played. Like if you remember the first half when Mane missed, Salah was trying to whisper to the goalkeeper where he was going to play it, and he showed him, Mane was like confident, he was trying to show him where he was going to play it, and Gabaski, no, he deserves, I think big clubs like they should get somebody like him. Honestly, this tournament he has really made himself, like expose himself, like how good he is, like.
And I also love the fact that the goalkeeper, that is Egyptian goalkeeper Gabaski, despite the fact that there is a particular water bottle that you normally hold, that you see paper wrapped around it. Later, I saw a video where names of players of each opponent is attached and how they play penalties. They've watched them, where the particular place they play to. That's wrapped with the bottle was wrapped with it, and now anytime he wants to play, he looks at it so that he will know this is the particular place you play to. But the last one couldn't work out. The penalty shootout didn't work out the way he planned it.
Yeah, that's to show you how well prepared he is, like for penalty shootout. But you can't be lucky. Also, there's luck aspect to it, so you can't be lucky like all the time. The past 2 games they've been lucky to win on penalties, but this time around I think they've run out of luck. Like, to be fair, I don't think they deserve to win.
Senegal really played them yesterday.
They played throughout the tournament. Like, no disrespect, even Nigeria, we beat Egypt. So throughout the tournament, like they played like defensive, conservative style. They haven't really gone, even with the star players, they have Mo Salah, they haven't really. So I think they didn't deserve to win it. Like, even though they're the champions of the competition, 7 times winners, but this time around, like they shouldn't, on penalties, like is that the way to decide a football game? Like, it's better to win on 90 minutes, outplay your opposition, not wait on luck and your goalkeeper. So Egypt, kudos to them, 2nd place, but they didn't deserve to win it this time around.
Now, if you look at the performance of Senegal, they started very slow. They were not, even though they were being rated as #1 in Africa when it comes to FIFA ranking, but looking at their antecedent in the competition, they started moving little by little. Then later they began to pick up. If you want to look at Egypt also, the same thing happened to Egypt. They even lost their first match against Nigeria before they begin to pick up 2. And then when the issue of penalty begins to come up, and they were using that against their opponent. They did that against Cameroon, they succeeded. But against Senegal, did not work out. 1, after Mane lost that penalty in the first half, attention was that, okay, you just have to. They held on because they believed that if we can hold Senegal till final whistle, when it comes to penalty, we can't. We are so much relying on Gabaski, and the table turned. I saw a particular poll that said if you use penalty to beat people, then you fall by penalty. Okay, now looking at the AFCON in general, well, we're looking at the fact that Senegal right now, they are celebrating what they did winning the AFCON. For the first time, they are first-time champions. It has never happened. They are first-time champion when it comes to AFCON, having some graphics there. They are first-time champions in Africa, celebrating it, pursuing it from every edition that they've attended. They try their best to make sure they win this, but it has been eluding them. But this time around, Senegal, the Teranga Lions roared across Africa, and they were able to win. Their main man, Sadio Mane, that plays for Liverpool, dislodging his Liverpool teammates, Mohamed Salah, was able to at least redeem his image after scoring the last penalty kick, sports kick that he played for his country, to redeem his image for the first one he lost. In fact, maybe that will have silenced the Egyptians earlier or bring them out.
Yes.
If he had scored that penalty, maybe the game will have changed and both of them will have not played 120 minutes thereabout.
Yeah, 100%. I believe that as well. Like, if you had scored, you bring them out to attack more.
Each team wants to
we would
attack.
have had a more entertaining game, because the game was a bit boring at one point. Like, Egypt kept on defending, and Cameroon, Senegal, sorry, at one point they got tired. So it was extra time, was very boring. Both teams were tired. They were just trying to hang on. But to be fair to Egypt, they went to the extra time as well in their previous match. So maybe a bit of fatigue there. Just a few days to recover for the final. So yes, and even against Cote d'Ivoire as well, they went to penalties, and Mo Salah won the last penalty. And I don't know, I was reading a bit of, like, they were saying that why should the star player play the last penalty kick? instead of
you don't keep your star player to play the last kick.
Yeah.
It happened to Ronaldo, Portugal against Spain.
Exactly.
So now
Remember
they shouldn't have kept Salah for the last one.
Yes, I saw people talking about that. Well, it's up to the manager.
That's football. Well, others should have scored earlier.
That's true. Exactly. That's
when the Senegalese player that first lost his, by the time he lost, you know, the Egyptian lost first, then before the Senegalese player did, everybody was like, okay, maybe now that they were on par, then let's see what's going to happen in the next one before that player blew it. But I love the fact that Eduardo Mendy showed his class. Table turned. While attention was on Gabaski that he was going to save one of the penalties, it was Eduardo Mendy eventually. Despite the fact that he was jumping around, I was like, why jumping around? It was a gimmick. But the last one that he caught shows that, yes, I knew where this guy was going to play it, and he was ready. He wasn't jumping at that moment. He stood and he held onto himself, and he got a kick, pushed away.
No, he showed his class, to be fair. What a year, like a year and a half he has had. This guy came from nowhere, joined Chelsea, won the Champions League, won the FA Cup, won AFCON with his country, and he came, is it like 7 years ago? I read the story, was like, it was in completely different circumstances, like honestly, well deserved. I think he was UEFA goalkeeper of the year or something, Golden Gloves. Now, Edouard Mendy showed his class, like you said. This guy plays for Chelsea at the highest level, so he really helped Senegal this time around.
Senegalese celebrating there. You see the way how happy football or sport can bring people together. And when it comes to sport, it's always uniting people. It's a unifying factor in the whole world. Senegalese now, against any difference that may be happening in that country, they are all one celebrating the AFCON. For the first time in the history of this country, Senegal, the Teranga Lions, they did well. They won the competition, celebrating all across the city of Dakar. President Sall right now has declared today a public holiday for the Senegalese all across the whole country for the fact that they were able to shock Africa and they won it for the first time. While Egypt were trying to build on seventh, they were pursuing the eighth one, but the Senegalese were not giving up, believing in themselves that they can scoop this.
No, they really, kudos to the manager, like you said, he was the ex-player.
Aliou Cisse.
Aliou Cisse, 2002. Like, comparing it to all the other countries that focus on hiring foreign managers, this guy is someone that has been there himself, like he was in the team, former player, and bringing that up, like he deserves a lot of credit as well.
You just took it from my mouth. I was about talking about that. You look at this, I think is an eye-opener for African countries.
Exactly.
To begin to see that. Do you know that the last couple of AFCON won has been won by the home-based African coaches?
Exactly.
If you look at 2013, Stephen Keshi, the one that followed in 2017, an African coach won it in 2019. Bemadi won it for Algeria, and now Aliou Cisse of Senegal. Now look at it. Aliou Cisse has been with Senegal Teranga Lions for 8 years. 8 years without being sacked, without being removed abruptly. They allowed his plan, everything, it was projecting it, and they kept supporting and believing in him. You know, it's high time. Let me come back to Nigeria. Let's look at Nigerian football. If you go out there, we act like, you know, we just don't have that patience for our coaches. Immediately they play 2-3 matches and they cannot, especially the home-based coaches or Nigerians who are coaches. If they don't perform, we remove them, we sack them and all that. It's not supposed to be. And you look at, for a man like Aliou Cisse, for 8 years, the last AFCON, he got to final, he was beaten by Algeria. This one, he won it. He was there as a player in 2002. 20 years later, he won it. And then they waited for him for good 7 years. He has been with this team. He knows them in and out, going with them. And now, finally, the trophy has landed in Dakar. And you look at the patience coming from Senegal government, the Ministry of Sport there, the Senegal Football Federation and all that, for them to believe so much in him, to allow him to stay for 7+ this year, 8 years. That shows that African countries will begin to believe in themselves.
Exactly. Have faith. Exactly. Have faith in the managers. Patience is what is the key word that you use there. Like having, obviously, you said he's been the player for them for many years. been working with them. I'm sure he grew up with some of the players since they were teenagers or probably in their early 20s, likes of Mane, till now he has been their manager, so he knows them in and out. I think we said definitely African countries, we need to have more faith in our managers, not hiring some average foreign manager, because we don't even hire like the elite ones, like some random foreign manager who doesn't know the local customs, doesn't speak the languages, probably doesn't know the homegrown players.
They don't even stay here.
Exactly,
They stay abroad, they come and
probably communication with the players will be a barrier or something like that. So even homegrown players as well, like we need to give them, because I believe sometimes they give.
Look at the Egyptian team. How many of them play outside Egypt?
Very few. Gabaski, like
you understand?
He plays for
yes.
Exactly.
So and they were able to manage themselves. At least they moved to the final before they were beaten. And they look at Aliou Cisse, the coach of Senegal. Now, if you check the record now, Carlos Queiroz, the coach of Egypt, he's not from Egypt.
No, he's
but right now he has been beaten by an African coach.
Exactly.
But Madi that won in 2019, that Algerian coach, also did it for his country. late Stephen Keshi did it for Nigeria.
He did.
Then it's high time we borrow a leaf from this. It's a sign, it's a signature that we should know that this tune is coming in. Believe in your people, believe in yourself that you can do it. Forget about the foreign coaches. They've been coming, they've been losing against the home coaches.
Even the foreign players as well, no disrespect to them, but they cost us our match against Tunisia. Like, we need to give more opportunities to home-based players as well. Yeah.
Well, we've been looking at the event that went down yesterday over there at Olembe Stadium, Cameroon, where Senegal, Teranga Lions, they did it well. This time around, via penalty shootout, they defeated Egypt. It was a smiley night for Sadio Mane, but a crying night for Mohamed Salah. He actually went ahead to console him, but it wasn't a deep one because, like flipping the coin, while one was celebrating, one was really very saddened. Well, let's go to Egypt. Let's see how the Egyptians felt when that particular event occurred.
منتخب السنغال امامه هنا يخشى هذا الفعل واحده اسلوبه كبيره يا جدعان ابو جبل وماني يعلن ماني عن فوز المنتخب السنغالي بلقب.
Well, you see Egyptians, they are so unhappy. The looks on their faces shows this is a defeat coming. When Sadio Mane was about taking that penalty, it was showing on their faces that, yeah, immediately it was announced that Senegals won the AFCON. You can see the gloom on their faces. The Egyptians, Pharaohs of Egypt, they fell this time around. They couldn't win it. Well, the man of the match still went to Gabaski, the goalkeeper. He wasn't able to scoop the man of the match despite that loss or defeat to Senegal. That was a good one there, looking at what he did. But eventually, the best goalkeeper of the tournament went to Eduardo Mendy of Senegal. I love the fact that the organizers deemed it fit, looking at what he did, getting to push away that ball. You know, all the goals he was trying to, the first one, the second one, the third, you saw that it was just jumping around. But this particular one, it didn't jump much, it stayed. That, okay, I'm ready for this. That alone was a class act.
No, definitely. I think Edward Mendy has had a good tournament as well, but I actually disagreed with that decision. I prefer.
But it's done.
Gabaski, yes, it's done. You can't change it, but Gabaski.
No amount of disagreement can turn that table now.
You can't change it, but Gabaski probably deserved to get that because of.
I look at the arguments of people. Some people were like, okay, agreed. Gabaski kept some penalty well against Cameroon. It was
against
able to
Ivory Coast
against Cote d'Ivoire, against Cameroon, and then before these, well, maybe CAF felt, well, if you check all the games. It has been on penalty that his name begins to ring bell. But for Edouard Mendy, checking all the matches that Senegal played, he didn't concede much. And
That's
it
true.
was, yes.
That's true.
So, for him to have kept his clean sheet up from that moment till final, you understand? So he deserves to be given that. So, and if you argue from today to tomorrow, CAF has given Mendy that award. And also the man of the moment, Sadio Mane, adjudged the best player of the tournament. Good one for Sadio, a man that started from a humble beginning in the city of Senegal. Well, from just a humble beginning, he told a story of how he started, how he moved to Dakar. He was unwanted, and from there he believed in himself, and today he's a hero. Well, Aliou Cisse, the coach of Senegal right now, is celebrating because they allowed him to stay for 8 years. And now he has done it for Senegal. Not forget the Edouard Mendy. And one man that also did well, you just have to appreciate all the teams that play in the competition. The 24 teams that came, they all saw. Some conquered, some lost. That's football. We've been looking at AFCON, reviewing all the happenings there as it happened. Well, Abubakar Vincent, the man from Cameroon, scored 8 goals. He did well. Just one shot of Dalan Daye, the man that scored for Zaire over there, when he actually scored 9 goals. But for Vincent Abubakar, he scored 8 goals, making him the top scorer of this year's AFCON.
Oh, Vincent Abubakar has been outstanding, like since the group stages. Like the goals he scores, the guy is a tank. I remember his comment about Mo Salah, which I found a bit disrespectful, to be fair. Like, but he said Mo Salah doesn't intimidate him. Like, he just sees him as a good player, nothing special about him.
Yeah, they defeated them.
Yeah, so I'm sure maybe he would have whispered to him. He's been vindicated, maybe his opinions about Mo Salah, because Mo Salah didn't do much in the final, even though the service wasn't really there. But yeah. And Senegal as well, another point about Senegal, I think finally, most of their players, many of their star players actually end up playing for France. Like the World Cup squad, if you look at so many of the French players, their roots are from Cameroon, from Cameroonian descent. The Senegalese descent. So very happy that they've actually managed to. That shows like how much talent like they have. If they could have kept their players, yeah.
You just have to understand the fact that Senegal players, a lot of them play for France, but maybe this will be an eye-opener for them to be returning to Africa. A lot of Africans are playing in Europe or other countries. Let's develop our own here, play for Africa. Now, before we go quickly, we just have to celebrate Cameroon too. Yes, they lost out in the final, but they actually won the 3rd place. So they defeated Burkina Faso. They did well, coming from behind. It was an unexpected winning for the team called Cameroon, for them to come from behind to win against Burkina Faso. I was thinking Burkina Faso will win this. It was a shocking defeat. I didn't expect Cameroon to come back.
Honestly, shocking defeat. It was a very entertaining game though, because they were 3-0 up at halftime. It was 2-0. You would have thought, okay, the game is over. Cameroon don't care anymore. They've been defeated from the extra time, going to penalties with Egypt. Maybe they've lost morale. Suddenly they scored 1. They scored 2. They scored the 3rd one. They went into, it was no extra time actually, just straight to penalties. And obviously their class experience showed that they were levels ahead of Burkina Faso, and they won. And that man you mentioned, Vincent Abubakar, scoring 2 goals. The nice, so very well deserved, I guess. But Burkina Faso, they have to how can you lose a 3-goal lead?
Very painful. Looking at Cameroon versus Burkina Faso there as it ended. Well, good one for Cameroon. At least they are not just hosts, they hosted and they got a place, 3rd place. Still celebrating Vincent Abubakar and the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. Teranga Lions are 1st-time champions of Africa, and they are celebrating in Dakar and the old Senegal. That does it on 360 Sport. On the show, with me has been Abdullah. Good to have you, Habiru.
Good to be here, viewing the games.
Good one there. I am Adeniyi Ajishafe. Thanks for watching. Sport is business and fitness once again.